In April 2026, commercial oil tankers navigating the Strait of Hormuz suddenly found their routes blocked by fast attack craft operated by Iran's Revolutionary Guards. The Guards broadcast a specific demand. For safe passage, each vessel had to pay a toll of up to $2 million. They had minutes to process the payment, and they could only use Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency stablecoin known as Tether. A sovereign military force leveraged decentralized digital currency to extract a physical toll on 20% of the world's daily oil supply. They took a physical commodity hostage and used a borderless payment system to collect the ransom. For decades, the United States Treasury Department has relied on the US dollar and the SWIFT banking network to enforce its foreign policy. By controlling the payment rails, they can lock almost any nation out of global trade. Iran has sat on the Financial Action Task Force blacklist since 2007. Because conventional banks refuse to process their transactions, they are almost entirely cut off from traditional global capital. But economic blockades share a strict mechanical requirement. They only function if the enforcer maintains total control over the money supply. This map shows the US dollar system blocking international trade routes, and the workaround Iran engineered. By establishing physical dominance over a shipping lane and collecting fees on a digital ledger outside central bank jurisdiction, Iran routed the money past the blockade. Inside massive industrial warehouses scattered across Iran, endless rows of computer servers emit intense heat and light. An estimated 427,000 active mining rigs are plugged directly into the national grid. At their peak, they consumed roughly 2,000 megawatts of power, enough energy to run multiple nuclear plants, and captured 7.5% of the global Bitcoin mining hash rate. The state charges these operations heavily subsidized rates, sometimes as low as a fifth of a cent per kilowatt hour. They burn cheap domestic electricity and mint globally liquid, untraceable Bitcoin. When civilian energy regulators tried to shut down illegal mining hubs during power shortages, armed units from the Revolutionary Guards physically blocked the rates. The military owns the grid. This infrastructure converts raw electrical power into a sovereign wealth substitute that cannot be sanctioned. The mined cryptocurrency feeds directly into a shadow economy valued at nearly $8 billion. Most of this volume flows through Nobitex, a domestic crypto exchange handling 11 million users. The Revolutionary Guards use this infrastructure to systematically route digital dollars to proxy militias across the Middle East, bypassing traditional anti-terror financing monitors. U.S. Treasury investigators tracked nearly $1 billion flowing directly into digital wallets managed by key Houthi financiers. The proxy group used the Tether to procure weapons, drone components, and stolen grain. Iran's Ministry of Defense Export Center even processes direct blockchain payments for heavy military hardware. Buyers can purchase Imad ballistic missiles, attack drones, and air defense systems entirely in cryptocurrency. Because the ledgers live on the blockchain, traditional banking freezes cannot touch the funds. It provides an unsanctionable financial backbone for their entire network of allied militias. But Tether carries a structural vulnerability. Unlike Bitcoin, it is a centralized stablecoin. The company that issues it can cooperate with U.S. law enforcement to freeze specific digital wallets. Between 2023 and 2025, Tether blacklisted addresses holding over $3 billion globally. In one action, they froze $37 million directly linked to the Central Bank of Iran. This diagram compares Tether's central point of failure against Bitcoin's architecture. To execute their extortion in the Strait of Hormuz without the risk of their profits being abruptly locked, the Revolutionary Guards required an asset with absolutely no central authority. Bitcoin transactions take minutes to confirm, and its price fluctuates wildly. But because the ledger is maintained by thousands of independent computers worldwide, the money cannot be frozen by a corporate compliance office. By aggressively targeting Tether's central point of failure, American regulators forced Iran to secure its maritime extortion ring using a financial architecture that no government can switch off. The Strait of Hormuz toll operation is now heavily formalized. Ship operators must submit cargo manifests and crew lists to an intermediary, where the military screens them through a 5-tier nationality ranking system. Vessels tied to China and Russia get preferential rates, while ships linked to the US or Israel are turned away entirely. At pre-war commercial capacity, blockchain analysts estimate the system could extract $20 million a day from oil tankers. Once the Bitcoin payment clears, the vessel receives a broadcasted passcode over radio, followed by an armed naval escort through a designated northern corridor. A tactic defined by international law as maritime coercion now operates with the precise organization of a digital customs agency. Other actors are watching. The Houthis have publicly floated the idea of establishing a secondary crypto toll collection point at Bab al-Mandeb in the Red Sea. Naval task forces cannot easily intercept decentralized ledgers. United Nations treaties lack enforcement mechanisms when the offending party ignores them, and the traditional banking regulations designed to starve rogue states simply do not apply to these networks. The geographic choke points of physical trade and the unseizable ledgers of cryptocurrency have merged. Now a state actor has found a financial escape route that conventional weapons and economic sanctions cannot close.